What's up guys, it's Chad with Living the Van Life. Right now, I'm down here in southern Utah. Just climbed up this really cool switchback road. It's definitely a test of the nerves as you crawl up. It's narrow, it's winding, it's steep, and it's tall. But it is a very cool section of highway out here in Utah. I've made my way a little bit further north and into the Colorado Plateau, where I've had my eye on some 4x4 trails that take me deep into the backcountry out here. Been testing out some new parts here on the Sprinter van, so looking forward to testing that out on these trails in this terrain back here and getting to know more of what it has to offer for some van life. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the adventure. Let's go see what kind of van life we can find out here in the backcountry of Utah. So I've recently got some new parts added to the van here and looking forward to seeing how those perform out here in the backcountry. One of those being the Agile Offroad RIP Kit. It's new here on my van and it features the Fox shocks all the way around on all fours. So looking forward to seeing how that works out here in the rough and rugged terrain. Also a new addition to the van is a brand new set of BFG HD Terrain Tires. This is a brand new tire from BFG. It's got a similar side tread design that we're used to seeing on the BFG KO2s, but the business side of this tire is much more aggressive, which is good because out here in southern Utah, the trails are made up of these very jagged and abrasive rocks that can be hard on a tire. So I think the more aggressive tread is going to be a benefit out here on these Utah trails. Also mounted with these tires is the Agile Offroad Overlander HD wheel. Not only does this wheel look good on the van, but it's actually a useful tool when it comes to getting out here overlanding in the backcountry. And that is because it offers a dual valve stem system. This valve stem here is designed to dump a massive volume of air very quickly. I can go from about 70 psi down to about 20 psi very quick. This valve stem here is a high volume filler valve, which allows you to fill up the tire much quicker. So anytime you can air down quicker and air up faster, then it entices you to use the benefits that you find from airing down when you get out here into the backcountry. It gives you more traction and it drastically improves your ride when it comes to these bumpy roads, especially here in a big old heavy Sprinter van. Now, one of the biggest drawbacks to these big Sprinter vans when they come straight from the factory is the fact that they're just not made as a true 4x4. Yes, they are badged 4x4, but the factory transfer case is actually more of an all-wheel drive style of drivetrain system. Now, thanks to Agile Offroad, we are currently in beta testing of a brand new transfer case that is going to completely change the game of getting these big Sprinter vans further into the backcountry. Now, this thing is designed to either run in two-wheel drive high, we can do two-wheel drive low range with a 3-to-1 crawl ratio, or we can lock this thing into four-wheel low and do a four-wheel drive 3-to-1 crawl ratio. Nonetheless, this is making this van a true 4x4, meaning we've got 50% power to the rear, 50% power to the front. In combination with the Agile rear locker, I'm finding that this thing in two-wheel drive low range with its 3-to-1 crawl ratio is unstoppable. So we're gonna put that to the test out here on this trail because I have a feeling it's gonna get pretty rugged out here. And without the confidence that that transfer case puts into this van, I don't know if I'd be out here trying it. With that being said, let's jump in this adventure and go see what we get ourselves into. Well, that up there looks fun. We're not far into this trail, and this is going to be our first obstacle. We're going to go right up to the top of that. The challenge with the Sprinter van is you get into a situation on a side of a hill like that and run into an obstacle that is impassable. Backing down that could be fun. If it weren't for the rear locker, and especially the low range crawl gear now with that Atlas Transfercase, I'd be way more hesitant to get into this and try it. Where this thing has gotten me so far, I feel pretty confident we'll be able to get our way up and through it. There's only one way to find out. Let's jump in the driver's seat, start working our way up. Okay, we are in 2-wheel drive, low range. We've got the air locker engaged. Now we start climbing. Well, you know, I think it's fair to say that we're now in Jeep trail territory, mainly because of how narrow this trail is. Right here to my left, on my driver's side, is a steep cliff. Over here to my passenger side, a very steep cliff as a drop-off. We're on a shelf road that is steep and narrow. I got out here just to spot, see what we're getting ourselves into. It's definitely a good climb up here. It's crazy to be taking a big old Sprinter van, a home on wheels, up a trail like this. I tell you what, getting to the top of obstacles like that every time is a huge relief. Now, answer some questions. Would the Sprinter van have made it without the transfer case in the locker? Yes, it would have made it in four-wheel low before, but you would have been hitting things with a lot more momentum, which is not what you want to be in when you're on a shelf road like that. So having the 3-to-1 crawl ratio in low range that allows you to just pick and choose and strategically crawl your way through a terrain like that. So definitely seeing the benefits of the upgrades on this trail, and we're just getting into it right now. So this is exciting. Got a little bit of a late start. Since we're running out of daylight, I figured I'd go ahead and set up camp here. This is gonna be home for the night. Got a beautiful view overlooking the terrain. Got a wonderful view of the night sky. So I'm just gonna kick back, relax, and enjoy some van life out here under the Utah sky. Such a perfectly calm night out here in the desert. Not too cold, not too hot. The sun has gone down, the moon up in the sky, and actually a little bit of clouds. Perfect evening out here in the desert. Hey guys, I just wanted to stop this video right here just for a quick second and remind you guys, don't forget to go on over to the Living the Van Life website. Pick yourself up a hoodie because it's starting to get cold outside. LTVL hoodies are now on sale over on the website, livingthevanlife.com. Also, you can get yourself a Living the Van Life hat, Living the Van Life stickers, Living the Van Life t-shirts, Living the Van Life coolness. I'm sure we got that for sale on the website. Anyways, guys, do it. livingthevanlife.com. Get yourself some LTVL merchandise. Oh, hey, little buddy. Aw. Did you get bumped underneath the van? Yeah, shit, it happens. Somebody's got to do the dirty work though, you know? Little GoPro, somebody's got to catch those underside angles, because the big camera definitely ain't gonna do it, so it's okay, buddy. So going up that rock wall, I was quite worried about the sidewall of the tire. I'm aired down to about 20 psi in the front, which is fairly low, and the angle that I hit on it was not ideal, but we can see the scuff marks here in the sidewall, and mostly it's protected by this tread here on the side of the tire, which goes to show exactly why they put that there. It's not just for looks. You can see more scuffing here. So we really put the sidewall to test on that obstacle there, but everything looks good. Tire's holding up as it should. Probably my favorite part about the low range is the fact that it just gives you so much more control at the pedal. Whereas before with my Sprinter van, I used to have to hit things with so much more momentum just to get a big heavy van with not that much power up and through it. Being able to go into low range on this Atlas Transfercase, use the 3-to-1 crawl ratio, then all of a sudden you've got a lot more control at the pedal. You can really hit an obstacle with pinpoint precision and just work your way through it. Well, I'd say I definitely pushed some limits in the Sprinter van of getting it out to this trail. I scoped it out on the map. I saw that it came out here to the edge of this canyon, and I couldn't help myself but explore further. My curiosity got the best of me. And I can't say that I'm sad about it, because this is a pretty spectacular place to camp. Hell yeah, this is cool. What an absolutely magnificent canyon to be perched atop and have a view overlooking these vistas down into these canyons. It's a beautiful night out here in the desert once again. One of my favorite parts about being out here this time of night is the crickets. That's one thing that we don't get up in the Pacific Northwest, is crickets like they have out here in the desert. I took the time to go ahead and set up a campfire here this evening. I figured it was a perfect night to sit and relax around a campfire and enjoy the rest of this evening as the sun goes down and the stars come out over this Utah desert. Perfect way to spend some van life out here. You know, I've got to say that is one thing that I am extremely thankful for. And being able to come out to these landscapes is the fact that there's so much in life that can be put into perspective. And I think time is one of those. When you stand out here on the edge of a cliffside, especially when you're out here traveling solo, you've got the time to stop and just focus on yourself and focus on your surroundings and what it actually means. And when I get out here and stand on a ledge like this, overlooking this amazing canyon, it's time that I think about. Us as a human race is only here on Earth for such a minute period of time. And when you stop and think of the amount of time that it took to even just make this landscape that's in front of me. You know, geologists can say, oh, it formed over tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of years. But for us humans, how do we even perceive what that actually means, that amount of time? But I tell you what, you step out here on the edge of one of these cliffs and you look out across that and you think of what it took to make this landscape and the amount of time that it took. And it really starts to put into perspective just what amount of time goes by in this universe, on this planet, and how microscopic us humans are in the whole entire scheme. But yet, as an entire human race, we just run through this world and through this lifetime without ever even stopping to think about it. And there's so much to be learned from it. And that's what I appreciate about coming out to scenes like this and doing it solo, because you've got the time to stop and think about things like that. When you're here with friends, or you're around other people, or you're in national parks, or you're just in the rat race, you don't ever get the chance to just stop and study those feelings and those thoughts. And that's what I appreciate about coming out here into the backcountry solo and experiencing this stuff. Look at this. How in the hell do you even perceive how that was created? And that's what I love about it. I think if I had all the answers, or we as a human race had all the answers set in stone, where would our curiosity be? It's those unknowns that keep us curious and keep us searching and keep us moving through life. Pretty freaking incredible. Well, it's time to see about getting ourselves up and out of here. I'm gonna have to throw everything that I've got at this old boy to get this big old 10,000 pound Sprinter van up and out of this spot that I've got ourselves into. Definitely going to be putting the Atlas Transfercase to work in that 3-to-1 crawl ratio in low range to crawl our way up and out of here. And absolutely we'll be using the rear locker to get traction down to both rear BFG drive tires. But at this point, it's time to hop to it, start climbing our way back up out of here. Okay, got a few rocks in place here that'll help that rear tire. Four-wheel drive low locked. Walk right out of it. This damn Sprinter van just continues to blow me away on its capabilities in getting itself, as well as myself, through these crazy obstacles on these trails that I get ourselves out here and into. Nonetheless, this van got us through some gnarly stuff, out into some epic camping for an evening of overlooking these canyons. What a wonderful way to spend some van life. And the fact that it actually got us back out of there is another bonus. When it all comes down to it, this Atlas Transfercase is going to continue to change the approach and how we get out here and experience van life, especially with these big old giant Sprinter vans. And the fact that we got the locker to get traction to both BFGs, we were able to get ourselves through some pretty wild freaking terrain. So, with that being said, I think this wraps up this here living the van life adventure. I'm gonna get back at it, go hit the road in search of the next living the van life adventure. All right guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Keep on trucking.